recording started, and then we'll go over 8A. So you said you rolled out. The next two, same lacrosse ball exercises. You got your chest one, where you're just kind of going up and down on it. And then you got the lifts that you've done before too. So you're okay with those two, right?
Yeah, the chest one, I roll it against the wall.
Yeah, that's fine too. As long as you're just getting some like soft tissue work into the chest. I don't really care how you do it.
Yeah, just across.
Yeah, you're going like right below the collarbone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll do those two. And then I wrote, instead of a bench, I just said couch, T-spine extension to stretch. So we've done it before here at the gym. I'm gonna use the futon that's over here. But you put your elbow on your couch, or honestly, even if your chair, if that feels better. But put your elbows on top, hands go together. You're gonna reach your hips back and try to get your head below the chair or the seat you're on. Once you're there, bring your hands behind your head. Feel it, good stretch. Return everything back to the start. So when you get down in that position, you should feel quite a stretch underneath your armpit, as well as some tension in your upper back, because we're working an extension in that T-spine. And then you just return to the start.
Not sure I've done this. So I use this chair, elbows on the chair.
Yep.
Hands in front.
There you go. Yep, hands in front, shift all the way back. You almost want to try to sit on your heels.
Yeah.
Once you get as far as you can, then you curl your hands to the back of your head.
Okay.
Should be pretty hard to get in that position.
So all the stretches in my shoulders.
Yeah, like you'll feel a lot in the shoulder underneath the armpit, and then should be a little in your upper back.
So are you going back and forth on this?
Yeah, so you hold it there for a second or two, and then you would just return back to the start. So let's try a couple more just to make sure you got it before we move on.
And your feet, are your toes flat, or are you?
Your toes are actually pointed out for this one. Normally I say you tuck them up underneath you. This time they're pointed out, so that way you can hinge all the way back. And then once you return your hands to the start, just shift back forward with everything. There you go. You always just want to reset fully between each rep. So we'll finish this one off, and then we'll move on to the hand-assisted PIR, which is going to be pretty hard for your hip, but it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Stretch in the upper back, the armpit area.
Yeah, like right around here.
Yeah.
Good.
Just not much lower down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. You have hand-assisted 90-90 PIR. So when you do this one, just make sure you angle the camera down so I can see you doing it. But you're going to get in your 90-90 position that we've done before. Hands wherever you want it on the ground, but we're going to focus on the front foot first, then we'll focus on the back foot, and then we're going to switch sides. What you're going to do while you're here, you're going to take your foot and try to push it straight down through the floor and hold it for a moment, and then try to lift it off the ground. Which, if it doesn't lift, that's totally fine. You just want to feel like some tension. I know, but we're just working both sides of the hip. So I'm pushing down hard into the floor with my foot.
So I'm
you're gonna feel a little cramp on this side. I should have warned you.
Good side.
Yeah. Oh no, this always cramps up on everybody. Don't worry. We're gonna do 3 times in the front. So you just push for a moment, and then do whatever you can to try to lift for a moment, and then back down. If it doesn't lift, again, that's fine. I just want to activate the muscles that try to lift. There you go. That's a better angle.
There are the feet.
Yeah. There you go.
Get that one off. I'm leaning back a tiny bit.
It's fine. That's why I like wherever your hands need to go to do it. That's fine. But again, it's just a push and lift for 3. Before we switch sides, then you're going to do the same thing on the back leg. I'm going to rotate so you see a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm going to do this leg. I'm going to try to push that foot into the ground, and then you might cramp up again, and then you're going to try to lift that leg off, or even just rotate either one. But again, push and lift.
Oh man, the push I can do, but the
lift is going to be really hard. It's a very disadvantaged position.
Side, and it's like I just don't even know what muscles to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to lift, the right muscles are going to work. I don't even care if it does lift again. We're just trying to work on the activation of it.
Yeah, I can lift. Well, Okay, that's just activated. I'm flat on the ground.
That's fine.
But
You feel like that crampy feeling almost in the side of the hip?
yeah.
Then we're good. That's where I need it.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then once you do 3, switch your legs. Now we got to try the other side.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, they don't even want to go there.
It'll feel really good after we do this side. So same thing, we do the front leg first. And then, like you said, you can lean to the side, but push down with the front leg, lift up with the front leg. And it'll be for 3. There you go. And then once you finish that last one, then we're gonna do the back leg. Same thing, we're gonna push that leg down, try to lift it up. Push it down,
and get the
try to
knee.
lift it up. If the knee comes up, that's great. All right, I always like to focus on the foot. That way the whole leg kind of follows.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. Well, I got the cramp.
Yeah, then we're good. All right, so that's 90-90 PIR. Stands for
Oh,
press in release.
yeah. Oh, okay. Press and
Press in release, yeah.
press and release. Okay. PI.
All right, and then you have an elevated push-up to pike. So you've been doing elevated push-ups and you've been doing pikes. We're gonna add it together. So you can do your couch, you could do your stairs, whatever you want to do to get low. But there's a little bend in those knees and you do your push-up. And as you go up from the push-up, you're going to reach your butt up and back, stretch out for a moment, come right back in. Push up to pike. And you just go back and forth. I would try a couple. I think I gave you 4 to 8, but I'd say let's just go for 4 today.
I'm going to try the stairs.
Yeah. Okay, well, good spot. So normal push-up. And then once you push all the way, just reach your butt up and back. There you go. That's 1. Perfect. Right overhead. That's excellent. Arms are right by your ears. That's what it should be for that pike. Good job. And just be mindful when you come back down to the push-up, make sure your core stays engaged. You don't arch into that lower back. Tight. There you go. That was better. And do 1 more. Okay. Excellent. So that's your push-up to pike.
This is the warm-up, boy.
I know, right? The next one, you just need a wall or honestly, even a railing, a chair, just something to give you some balance. I'm just gonna use my chair to show you. What you're gonna do is bend your knees slightly so your knees kind of go over your toes. And then you're just gonna do some calf raises all the way up in your toes, all the way down to flat foot, all the way up, all the way down. That's it. But again, knees are over toes. And that is, well, we'll do 8 of them. It's 8 to 15, but I would just shoot for 8 today.
Can you see enough?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Knees are bent.
Mm-hmm.
And then up on the toes.
Yep.
And down.
Yep, that's it. We're doing 8 of those. The reason we have those knees bent is just we're creating more tendon tension to help kind of protect the joints. It's called co-contraction. So we're just trying to keep your knees and your ankles safe. It actually even affects your hips as well.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Okay, that was 6.
Okay. And then we're going to go and just use any area you can, but you got to get in a long split stance. So just make sure you have some room for it. You got 2 more exercises for the warm-up. This one, it's an iso split squat alternate TS reaches. TS means thoracic spine, that upper back. But long split stance. And then if you can, you want to lower down just a little bit into that. There we go. So that's that iso split squat. We're going to hold this position. You're going to have one arm out, one arm in, and you're just going to reach back and forth, getting as much of your chest and arms to rotate as you can. I don't want to just scissor your arms back and forth. There should be some torso rotation back and forth. It almost feels like warrior 1 or 2 as you're reaching back and forth. But we're really focused on getting that upper thorax to rotate.
Okay, boy.
which is easier said than done. When you're in that position on one leg, you would end up doing about 20 seconds, and you would switch your legs and do 20 more seconds. There's a lot of balance involved, but it's also, again, that thoracic rotation that's involved. We're connecting into the adductors. Everything's trying to stabilize while you're creating some dynamic movement. And then it sucks to stay low. Your legs get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I have a fun one for your last one. It's called shucking with a dumbbell switch. So you need a light dumbbell, nothing too crazy. I'll show you this one. I like this one.
Yeah.
So a little coordination to it. Get this out of the way. All right. So you did your shucking before where we just went side to side.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is one arm has a dumbbell. I'm going to start on one side. As I go to shuck to my right, I'm going to kind of drop the dumbbell and catch it with the other hand.
So the dumbbell's not really moving.
Correct. It's staying almost in the same position in space, and you're just catching it as you switch. Boom, boom. There you go. That's it. So your core has to react to that change in tension, which is really nice. And then you're putting in some lateral movement to it, but it'll be for each side. And you can always work with a heavier weight, which makes it harder, but figure you start a little lighter to begin with.
I'll learn it first and then.
Yes. So that is the warm up, though. I gave you some pretty hard warm up moves.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be very beneficial to you.
Uh-huh.
So
good.
The next two exercises require your stability ball. They're bear plank saws and shelks. I'm going to show you with my rolly chair here just because I don't have room for the ball up here, but it's the same thing. So what you're going to do with the bear planks, make sure you can see me. There you go. So your forearms are going to go on your ball, not your hands. That's why it's a bear plank, not a bear crawl position. But your knees are still underneath your hips. So you don't want to be too stretched out like a push-up. Again, knees underneath your hips. And what you're going to do without letting anything else move, your arms are going to reach out and pull back.
Oh.
Reach out and pull back. Don't go with the ball. Yeah, there you go. Good. And just stay exactly where you're at. And you're going to do 4 to 8 of them. That should be fairly hard. In fact, if you could move your feet forward a little more so your knees are underneath your hips, just a little bit more. There you go. Yeah. Nice. Good. You should feel the core, right?
Yeah.
And probably even your quads. Maybe.
My quads.
Yeah. Some people feel the front of their thighs.
I'm feeling more the backs. Back of my whole
upper
leg.
back?
No, here.
Oh, the back of your leg. Oh, yeah, that's fine too. Yeah, that means you're really gripping, which is fantastic.
Yeah, because I'm using my toes to anchor.
Oh, good. Yeah, you know how long it takes for people to feel that? Nice job.
Well,
okay.
In a few years, we've been working.
Yeah, nice job. We did the bear plank saws, and you're going to just flip over onto your back. We're doing something called shelks. You already did she's, which was just hip extension. Now we're doing hip extension leg curls. Remember, shelk stands for supine hip extension leg curl. Woo, neat. There's a different angle here.
Yeah.
There we go. I think that's a little better. Okay, so last time your heels were on top, the knees were slightly bent, and you were just bridging. Now you're going to bridge and curl up, and then you're going to straighten your legs out. So as you bridge up, you're going to bring that ball in closer to you. And then as you go down, you're going to straighten your legs out and your hips go back down to the ground. You can use your elbows and dig into the ground as you do it. Let's curl up, curl down.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can actually. It's perfect. And that's the move right there. Wow, good job. Most people, they usually curl the ball in first and then they bridge the hips. And what you're doing is exactly what I want, a simultaneous movement. As you curl, the hips go up.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's for 8. Okay, nice job. All right, let me grab something for our next one. I'm going to use that. That works.
Okay, well, so that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just mime something for you. Okay, so your next one, you either need a slider if you have one. If not, a paper plate on carpet will work. Do you have a slider?
We got sliders. Chuck's trainer gave him these nice brand new.
Oh, perfect. That's
ones.
fantastic. It's exactly what you could use. That's awesome. Get this chair out of the way. So I've had people use whatever slides. Like right now, I'm going to show you with a Tupperware lid on the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You know, you can buy furniture movers.
Yeah, that's what Mark used to use.
Right, and they're cheap.
They are. They're so much cheaper than the fitness ones.
Right, and they're just as good.
Yeah, perfect. What I'd like you to do, though, you're going to have 2 dumbbells. I'm going to just use these as kind of a reference. Foot's on the slider. Now, all of my weight is going to stay on the foot without the slider. Do not go with the slider. What you're doing is pushing that sliding leg to the side and straddling the stationary leg with the dumbbells and sliding right back up. So again, I'm kind of deadlifting over this leg, pushing through the ground, sliding back up. And what you got is perfect. I just see so many people go with the slider and then they ain't coming back.
Yeah.
But you got it. It'll be 8. I would just do a couple on this side, a couple on the other. That way we can get through the whole thing today.
Okay, I'm doing 4.
There you go. Yeah, let's do 4 and 4. That looked good. How'd that hip feel with it?
Pretty good.
All right.
This will be the harder side because.
Yes, I did see you shift towards the slider a little bit. Just think about your nose being right over your knee. So your nose should be right over your right knee this time. That was better. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect. Nice job,
yeah,
Sal.
harder on that side.
Yeah, there's always one.
It doesn't hurt, but I'm just not as mobile.
Just dip. Okay, that's fine. We'll work it. Next one doesn't require anything, just your body weight on the floor. We're doing a bear crawl position to pike with a contra toe reach. You've done a bear crawl to pike before, different variations of it. I'm just adding something to it. So bear crawl position, knees underneath your hips. You're gonna pike up just like you've done. Now when you're there, you're gonna take one hand, you're gonna reach and try to touch your opposite toes. Come back down to the bear crawl position. Pike back up. Other hand reaches towards the toes. Back down to bear crawl position. You're just gonna alternate every time you pike up which hand reaches and reaching towards the opposite toe.
So
and that'll be for each side.
When you're doing this, do you pike and then reach?
I would start that way. Once you start getting comfortable with it, it can be more of a simultaneous movement. That looks good. You're super stable. It doesn't look like it. I'm just going to say, just in case, when you go to up and you go to reach, make sure your hips don't shift in the air to compensate for you reaching. It doesn't look like it, but I just wanted you to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking good so far. I think we're going to have enough time to get through B-Day. This is good.
Okay.
Okay, let's go over the finisher. You'll need 2 dumbbells for both exercises. First one, you're going to be standing. Second one, you're going to be on the ground.
And starting with 8, I'll see what I think after I know what I'm doing.
I think 8 should be a pretty good place to start. So you're gonna have the dumbbells up here. It's a reverse step to dumbbell push press. So I step back and I'm gonna hit the ceiling. But as you go to step up, you're gonna push the dumbbells overhead. Now, I can't fully extend, but you should be fully extended. I'm just hitting the ceiling. But as you go to step back, you bring the dumbbells back down, step back with the other arm or other leg, and then press. And you're just gonna alternate, pushing, pressing. Using that step up to create some power to generate to press that dumbbell overhead. So you should be able to push a little bit more than you would with a strict press because you get to quote unquote cheat and use your legs. And you'll be doing 5 each side.
So here's this is the dumbbells. Do I have room
Yeah.
to step?
There you go.
You bring them down as you step back.
If you can, that's great. I have some people that just have to separate it because they keep losing their form, but I mean, you don't feel like, it doesn't look like you're losing your balance too much because of it. So
Not yet.
All right.
Well,
and after 5 each side, you have to do renegade rows. So those 2 dumbbells go down to the ground now. Your hands are going to be on the dumbbells, and you're going to get into a push-up position with your feet a little wider than normal, and you're going to row the dumbbells off the ground, 5 each side, which is pretty darn hard after you just tired yourself out.
Yeah. So a wide stance push-up.
Yep, I'd go even wider with your feet, to be honest. There you go. That way your hips don't rock. Yep, and then you just row up and down. Excellent. 5 each side. Making sure the hips don't wobble, which they don't look like they are now that we widen out. Nice.
That's hard.
Yeah, but that's your 8A.
Okay.
All right, so we got about 5-6 more minutes left, so I would definitely want to get through this B day. I think we'll be okay. So you need 1 dumbbell for your first core exercise on the B day, and you've done variations of this. It is a half-kneeling dumbbell windmill.
Okay.
So I'm going to back up so you can see more of me. So whatever hand has a dumbbell, that leg's forward, and then the dumbbell is going to be overhead. What you're going to do is take your bottom leg and you're going to windshield wiper it behind you, and that stays there. This is where we start. And all you're going to do is just slide your hand down your thigh, hinge into your hip, put your hand on the ground, slide it right back up. We're basically doing one part of a Turkish get up. It's just that slide, hand on the ground, slide all the way back up. You see where I'm working towards right away, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna
yes.
work.
Everything is the dumbbell's not moving. It comes down a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Yep.
But it's not moving right or left.
Correct. Yes. I usually recommend just what you're doing, keeping your eyes on that weight. So yeah, and then I had you do 4 to 8 per side, but just do 4. We'll try the other side for 4. Yeah. Want to make sure we get to everything.
Half kneeling, windshield wiper, dumbbell straight overhead. Look. Oh dear. This is.
Did you windshield wiper your leg? I couldn't tell if you didn't windshield wiper your leg.
I did.
Okay.
I did, but I'm having trouble going down.
If you need to, you can get rid of the weight and you can just do the body weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like it's a little harder to push those hips off to the side.
Yep. I probably have to learn the movement.
Yeah, I would say do a body weight for now. And we'll see how that starts feeling. And you might be able to turn the foot more, maybe. If not, we just work exactly where you're at. I'll feel better. There you go. That's tough. That's
more of a windmill.
Yeah. Well, it is a windmill. That's what I want. So you're good.
No, my foot is more of a windshield wiper.
Oh, yeah. No, that's good. That's where it should be. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get there. It's hard. I'm just working
different
different parts of a Turkish get up because eventually I want you to get to do the whole thing.
Great.
All right. Next one is a single leg hop and a skater hop. So you did the skater hops before. Let me bring this back. We're going to work on some reactivity now for you. So last time you were just shuffling side to side. What I want you to do is you're on one leg, you're going to do a little bit of hop and then jump to the other side. Hop, jump to the other side. So just a little bounce first.
So you're bouncing on the outside leg.
Yep. You're going to bounce on that same leg. As soon as you touch the ground, it's going to push you to the other side. Yep.
Bounce. I'm not coming down right now.
It's fine.
Well,
we just want a little bit of explosive. Even if you're just like tippy toes and go, I'm fine with that too. Okay. That's the
This
move.
is
And it is really hard, but it's really going to help your knee. Again, it's the same thing as kind of those calf raises, working on co-contraction, working on ballistic movements and reactivity. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
Okay. How many? What are we doing? 4 of these or 5? 5 each.
it would be 5 each side, but I would just
Okay.
call it that way. We can go to the half kneeling to iso split squat. This one's just hard. This one's not fancy. This one's nothing. You might even need a little bit of support. And I think I wrote, yep, support optional. I wrote that. So if you need to, you can have something in front of you to push on or something off to the side, whatever you want. What you're going to do though is just going to start half kneeling, and then you're going to lift that bottom knee off the ground, hold it for a moment, back down.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So
So again,
tucked.
yep, toes are tucked.
It's like you're going to a half bear position, bear crawl.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. But use that other hand or use both hands or whatever you want. You can even have 2 things off to your side and then just come off the ground back down. It is going to be really hard.
It is. How many?
4. That's it.
Well, that was 4. I think that's my weak side. I sure hope so, because that was hard.
It should have been.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but that was the better side.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Let's move on to the next one. I don't have a band up here that's hooked up, so I'm going to have to mime it. But what you got is a hinged lateral hip shift band chop. I wrote even a note saying golf swing, and I'll show you what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But the band would be clipped off to my side. My feet are a little wider than normal, and I'm going to shift to this hip. That's that lateral hip shift, and I'm just going to hinge into it slightly. So it's like a mini deadlift to one side. If the band's over to my right, I'm just going to take the band. I'm going to chop. It's going to look like I'm swinging a golf club. Just my torso that rotates. It's not you using the whole body or anything else like that. The lower body stays exactly where it's at.
So here's my band, and I'm parallel to it.
Yep, it should be going right off to your side. Now you're going to shift into your left hip just a little bit, and then just stay slightly hinged, and then just rotate, just like you're swinging a golf club. That's the move. I gave you 8 and 8, but I would just do a couple because I got to get you on the finisher before Josh gets here.
Split stance into the hip.
Rotating across, good. Keeping the hips still, and just your shoulders and your chest rotating. That's better. There you go. Much better. So that's good because we're working on some adductor internal rotation of that outside hip. All right, last one is just body weight. You're going to be on the ground for both exercises. It's a bear crawl position, pledge planks, and then a bridge with alternating diagonal reach. So fairly straightforward. It doesn't mean it's easy. Your bear crawl position, knees are off the ground. You're just going to pledge plank, feet touching your shoulders back and forth in that bear crawl position. Good. If you feel like you're shifting, which I see a little bit, you always widen your feet out slightly. That'll help out a bit. There you go. That was a little better. Yeah, much better. And you would end up doing 5 each side. And then when you're done with that, you get onto your back. We're going to do a bridge with an alternating diagonal reach. So we start on the ground. Hands are by your hips, palms up. You're going to bridge up. And once you're there, you're going to take one arm and reach up and over as far as you can. Come back down. Bridge again. Do the other side to reach. Hips back down. So the hips have to return to the ground every time. And you're going to alternate one arm reaches. And it's just like this 45-degree angle reach. There you go. And you can even get the chest and shoulders to rotate a little more when you do it, as long as the hips stay level where they're at. There you go. Let's do a couple more, and then I'm going to unfortunately have to sign off quick. Yeah.
Okay,
Looking
well,
good.
we've done the Turkish. Oh, no, that's in another day.
That's in another day. Yep. So
we did it, huh?
Yeah. Is there any quick questions
Great.
before I stop the recording?
I'll look forward to it again.
Okay.
Not at the moment.
All right, let me stop the recording.
Great. And I'll see you Monday.